So welcome again to Gracious Companion and to this talk, Unlock Your Career Potential. As you can see, the big word is unlock. The big word unlock says it's in your power. It's up to everyone in the room to act, to unlock the potential. We all have the potential, but it requires every one of us to step out and unlock that potential. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And everyone, by the end of this call, I want everyone to go with that power, wanting to unlock their potential. So my name is Consolate Muiza. I'll be a host in this talk, and I founded the Gracious Company. In the agenda today, we have quite a number of things. We'll get to know each other. Then we'll talk about Gracious Companion. We'll go into steps in discovering your ideal path, and there's a practice part on this. For this part of practice, I want everyone to engage, so we get to know, like, how can I discover my path? So we'll have time to practice. Then I'll share my testimony, how has been my journey. Then we'll have a question and answer session. Then we'll close. Let's start with getting to know each other. This is the way we'll do it. In the chat, you'll write your name, then write 1, 2 product or service that has improved your life. So if you could meet the inventor, you could buy them a cup of coffee or a bottle of beer, depending on what they do. So in the chat, write your name, then answer that question. Can take like 2 minutes with that. Start. Great, thanks, Benita. Nice, internet. All the people here are loving technology. It's all about smartphone. Great, thanks. Love. Continue. What changed your life? Like product or service? Great. Radio. Nice. SIM card. That's great. Continue. What changed? What improved your life? What service, or can be a product or a tool? ChatGPT. Yeah. A house. That's great. Nice. So mostly the things that improved our lives is related to technology. That's good to know. Oh. There are a few people that didn't share. Please go ahead and share the chat. So thank you everyone for sharing your insights on that. So then let's go on the next slide about Gracious Companion. So I'll start with a brief history. So Gracious was founded in 2020 and was inspired mainly by 2 events. The first one was my commitment to growth. It happened, I met a group of people, they were actually from the Zion Temple, and they had a program on productivity. It's called Insane Productivity. So me following that program, I discovered that I was like in all places. I could do this and could do that. So I was in all places trying to hustle, but I was not really achieving much. So then in 2020, that's why I had that commitment to focus, to grow, but in a focused way. The second event was COVID-19 layoffs. I had many friends that were laid off during COVID, and they could come to me because the organization I was working for was still operating. So they could come to me for asking, how could we get in that company? How could we be hired? And on the other hand, the company had freezed hiring. So I was like, we are not hiring, but I know something that can help you. That's the way I coached a lot of people during COVID. And I started thinking maybe I need to open an NGO. I wasn't thinking about making money. I was thinking maybe I should open a company, a non-profit on coaching. But later in 2023, that's where I gained my clarity on my career. And that's when I officially registered Precious Companion. So we're doing this call today as we celebrate our first year. That's why we're doing it for free. It's like Thanksgiving for our first year. Yeah, thank you. So our vision is to be the first go-to resources for people to find their purpose and making meaningful impact. Our mission is to guide people in discovering their purpose, transforming it into a financial career, financial sustainable career, and make an impact. So we mainly do offer two services. One, just a second. So we offer two services mainly. It's career consulting, so for individuals and for groups. By that, we support young people like who are still looking for what can I study, what career can I eventually lead. Also for people that are looking on the ways to change or enter in a new career. We also do business consulting from the start, or for the people that already have businesses, if they are facing challenges, we'll also help resolve the challenges or also encouragement. So those are two main services we'll offer. At the end of the presentation, I'll share our contacts if people would want any of our services. So before we dive into the content for today, I would first say why this call matter for you. One, I think this matter. One, because everyone in this call has been given a lot. So you've been given a lot, so a lot is required of you. You may ask yourself, what a lot have I got? But you've got a lot. Start with education. People on this call, some has master's degrees, bachelor's degrees. Few are still students, but also at university level. And think of in your friends, in your neighborhood, how many have not got that chance to go to university? So you want to be sleeping with a degree and feel at peace with the degree, while there are a lot of other people who didn't get that chance. So you should be the one supporting those people who didn't get the chance. Second, you have like knowledge in many languages. You can speak English, you can speak French, you can speak that's also an advantage you have. You can be able to read books in any language, in any of those languages. Think that there are a lot of other people in your friends, in your surrounding, who doesn't have that. So you've been given a lot. You should also know that you're expected also to deliver a lot. Ladies on the call, there was a time that ladies were not allowed to go into the marketplace, but now we have even ladies who are presidents. So we don't have an excuse. We need to produce, we need to deliver, because we've been given a lot. Look at the free society we have now. we want to tell our parents now we meet in a Google meeting. They want to understand this. But now we can do a lot online. We can make sales online. We can make money with YouTube. That didn't exist during our parents' time. So we've been given a lot. So we're expected also to produce and deliver a lot. Second thing, so this call matter for you because you are not near even where your potential could be. Look at the financials. It's a good thing. It's a good metric to use. Look at your financial. Does your financial last you for the whole month? I bet for most of the people on the call, it's a no. What you earn can't last a whole month, but you have potential to earn more than that. Look at the position you have. Is this the maximum you can be at? You know, if you progress, if you do like all that's required, you can even be like 5 layers higher than where you are. So this calls matter for you because you need to take action. Because you still have potential that is not yet exploited. So during this call, I want everyone to participate as the maximum as you can. Again, look at how much, if you're not doing good in the marketplace, how it affects the rest of your life. If you don't do well in your career, it affects your family. It affects your mental health. We have many people who are depressing these days because of the marketplace. So you have the responsibility to unlock your potential because by the time you do that, other areas of your life will improve with that. So with this call, I want you to be here. I want you to participate because it will all have positive impact in your overall life. Are we good? I'm starting to be excited.
Yes, we are.
Good. So let's then dive into that. What do we mean when we say an ideal career? Let's first see what it doesn't mean. An ideal career, it doesn't mean magic. So being an ideal career doesn't necessarily mean you will earn a lot of money at a go, or you will have immediate success. There'll still be challenges. You'll still be required to work hard and to go through the process. Again, it's not one size fits all. An ideal career for me may be different from an ideal for you. So everyone needs to go through the process to discover their ideal process, their ideal career. Sorry. Again, an ideal career doesn't mean it's free from stress. An ideal career still comes with responsibility, and at time to time it can be stressful as well. So I think in this room, no one is feeling the need to change the career because they have challenges with their managers. That will not be a good reason for you to change. Because even if you go in your ideal career, even if you go in your own business, you'll still meet challenging people, being your clients, being maybe the other people you partner with. So the need to change the career should not be like hiding for the challenges that you are facing. Rather, it should come from something else, not just because you are meeting challenges in your current career. So we'll see what it doesn't mean. Let's see what it means then. So an ideal career means something that fits you, something that's aligned with your passion and interest. It provides you with fulfillment and matches your lifestyle. An ideal career will offer you opportunities. So you can grow in your skills, you can grow in your knowledge, and also you can see there's a potential even in the coming years. So let's say if you think your career is something that will not exist in next year or in 2 years, it won't be an ideal career. The third thing is like an ideal career will be able to support you financially. So if you feel like I have this passion, this is what I want to do, but it doesn't give you money, that's not a career. It's an entertainment.
So an ideal career should be at least meeting these three criteria. It fits you, it offers you opportunities, and it offers you the financial sustainability. If it at least meets these three, you can say, this is an ideal for me. Otherwise, it will be in entertainment. So with that, let's see what the steps someone can take to discover their ideal career. There are quite a lot of frameworks out there. The one we use is based on Yale University framework. It's 5 concise steps. That's what we will use in the score here. So the first step is start with who you are. Usually we get it wrong. We get in the job, and then start adjusting our life according to the job. It should be the other way around. Start with who you are and find something that fits you. Something that fits you can see the personality. The way you think, you feel, and behave means a lot to your career. So, for example, are you a leader or you want to be an executor? Do you prefer working with groups or you prefer working alone? Are you an introvert or an extrovert? And one thing to note here, one is not better than the other. I think if all the teachers wanted to be university lecturers and no one wants to be a nursery school teacher, what will happen? That will be useless. So one can find an ideal career in being a nursery school, and then another one can find their ideal to be a professor at university. And doesn't mean like being a professor is superior for a nursery school teacher. Everyone has their passion, and by the time they pursue that, it can produce impacts in the society. So they don't think like I'm an introvert, so I'm a bad person. Not necessary. By the time you be the maximum of what you are, you still create an impact in the world. The second thing you can evaluate is your interest and passion. So the activity you enjoy doing your free time can give you an insight in the career that will satisfy you and fulfill you. Think, what are your hobbies? What environment do you enjoy? So those people who wants always to be in the tie and a suit, and other people wants to be in the field. So what type are you? Do you love being in the office? Do you love to be in the field? What type of environment really suits you? Another element of who you are you can evaluate is the talents, skills, and education. Your talents, your education is another information that can inform you, maybe I need to be in this career. But it's not just information, because if you want to go in another area that requires skills that you don't have today, you can still build those skills. So this should not be a limiting factor for you to not enter in a certain career, because you can develop skills, you can gain knowledge at any time. So let's practice this for a few minutes. Let's do this exercise. So you can respond to these questions and then chat. Add what you discover about yourself. You can chat a few things in the chat. We use that for the other activities that are coming. Your personality. Are you a leader? Are you a follower? And remember, there's no judgment on this. You can respond to this question. It will take like 3 to 4 minutes. You can respond to this, then add in the chat any of your response to each category. Did you get that? Okay. Thanks, Liz.
Type in the chat. Thanks, Leader Lynn. Continue, add list sponsors. Nice. What kind of environment do you enjoy? You can also respond to that. Let's go to the second part, interest and passion. What are your passion? What's your favorite hobbies? What's your environment you can thrive in? Great. Yes, I can see people loving quiet environment. Yes. Peak learner, problem solver, project manager, great. Leader Julienne, leader, follower, yes. Walking alone, but sometimes walk in a group under my door, nice. Leader Delphine, hobbies, swimming, reading, listening to music, walking outdoor, big time. Great. Continue adding the chart. Then we'll go to the third question afterwards. Let's go to the third category. What are your talents, skills, or education? Thanks, Denise. I'm a quick learner, daughter, project manager, great. Lead Desiree, hobbies, reading books, great. Continue. Okay. Yeah. So I want a volunteer that we'll use for practice. Who wants to be that volunteer? You can raise your hand if you want to. You can help practice with who you are.
Okay. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, thanks, Leader Delphine. Yeah, so let's see your answers. Then we'll use that for, you can concise your
Okay.
responses in the chat, then we'll use that for the upcoming activities.
Let me finish. Let me finish writing then.
So the next step is identify and research career options. So the first step, you've discovered, like, who am I? What do I like? What environment do I like? What makes me feel like fulfilled? Then the second step is going like through a research. What career can match with who I am? With this step, it's required to do a lot of research, because otherwise you will limit yourself to what you know. But know that there are a lot of other career possible that we don't know, we don't necessarily know about. And for each category, for each career you discover, it will require you to go to do a deep research, like what are the skills required for this career? What are the trends in that industry? What's the potential for that career in upcoming maybe 5, 10 years? What's the time involvement? How much money can I make in that career? So with that information, it can help you choose better. So it requires you do like enough research, so you have like a foundation you can start with. Let's practice this with Leader Delphine. Have you added? Okay. So let's practice with her and see. And we'll help her find what are the possible 10 careers. We're going to be creative here. What are the 10 possible career options for this person? Let's first see her responses on this one. So, Leader Delphine, could you put on your camera and answer this question so we can see? So what's your personality? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay. I'm a leader and a follower a little bit.
What's the maximum as a leader? Or I've seen someone like the chat who said, I'm 90% leader and 10% follower. What's your percentage? What's the lead part?
7% a leader and 30% a follower.
Also, let's say a leader.
Oh.
And you prefer working in groups or alone?
In a group. In a group.
Those groups. Are you an introvert or extrovert?
An introvert.
Groups. Any other thing about your personality that you could share that will help us find a good career for you?
I take much time processing things.
Mhm.
So you could not expect me to just give you ideas on the spot. I need time.
Okay. Let's go to the second part. What's your passion?
I'm passionate about women and gender so far.
Mhm. What would you like to do in your free time? What gives you joy and fulfillment?
Okay, I read books and I like listening to music. Yeah. And I do swimming.
Okay. What's your background, like education skills?
Okay. Education, my background, I did nutrition. I did human nutrition. But now I'm in humanitarian sector. I work with women and gender, as I mentioned. So I adapt quickly to different situations, and I'm a quick learner.
Mhm.
Okay. I said that.
Okay, yes.
And also I do public speaking. I'm good. I'm not a pro in public speaking, but I
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for allowing us to use you as an example. So, yeah, thanks very much. For the rest of the group, so we have this person. We have a challenge to find her 10 different career she can do. You're allowed to do even the research. Google search or Chat GPT. So let's find her 10 different things she can do with the background she just gave us. I added that in the chat. She's a leader. She loves working group. She's an introvert. Take much time to process information. She's passionate about gender and women. She reads books, listens to music, loves swimming. She did human nutrition in school. And she's currently working in the humanitarian services. She's a quick learner and public speaker. What career can she do? Let's see. Let's find at least 10 things for her. Let's go. And see your response in the chat. You're allowed to do research. What 10 things can she do? Are you still here? Oh, yeah. Add in the chat. What 10? You can add one. Everyone can add few. And let's see. Thanks, Leader Blandine, an activist, yes. She can be a writer, a feminist, yes. Cool. What else? Let's keep going. I have 3 now. We need 7 more. Yes, nutritionist. Thanks, Benita. Six more. Yes, you can be a project manager. Yes. Event planner. Great. 5 more. Let's keep going. Policymaker, thank you very much. Yes. 4 more. Social worker, great, thank you. Counselor, yes. A teacher, yes. 3 more. Yeah, being creative, I love that. An author, yes. 2 more. Let's keep going. Two last. Journalist, yes. Data analyst, great. Okay, so we have 10 possible career for Delphine. So the next step, after you've gone through this process, you've identified who you are, you've brainstormed on the possible career options, then the next step goes to evaluate and prioritize. So at this stage, you are not yet at the final stage, but there are some options you can think it's not worth it to pursue. So after you've identified those steps, you can check one by one. So what can you check? For example, we can see it requires for the few of the list we made, for each of the 10, will require Delphine to go into and research more on each. How much does a journalist make? What is required to be a journalist? What's required to be an author? How much money can you make? How much of time does it involve? What's the working style for that? So one of the practice someone can do after you've done your research for each of the option, one is like repeat this to yourself. I do this. I do this. It has this characteristics. It requires this time, and I earn this. One example can be I'm a consultant. I work 3 days a week. I earn 1,000 a month. Or that match with who Dolphin is. For example, let's take one of the things we said is being a journalist. I'm a journalist. I work any time of a day. I can find a story at night and wake up and go there. I earn maybe 500,000 Rwandan francs. And what else do journalists do? Yeah, so I can repeat like the information you have for that and see how it feels with you. Is this exciting you? Does it feel boring? So with this exercise, you can like if you had 10 things, maybe you can narrow that list to 5 or 4, or like among what you found, what really fits the person you've checked, the person you are, before you go to the further steps. So Delphine, help us again. Among the 10 things we said, which one would you eliminate like now, before you even go further? I will just
Okay.
change it. Yes.
Let
let's
me
go.
do the repeat back first to make sure I understood what you said.
Sure.
So I need to repeat one of the things you mentioned as what I could do 3 times and examine how I feel about them. Is that?
Yeah. The information you have on that, repeat that yourself and see, are you feeling excited about that? Or maybe not.
Oh, okay. Do I do it that now?
Yeah, you can practice on, we have 10 things we think you can be good at. Among these 10 things, how do you feel about them? Let's practice at least on 3 of them. Let's practice. Okay, you can pick. Sure, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Let me think. I'm a feminist. I do. You found? Okay. I didn't do the research about this. I don't know how I
Yeah, you
go
can pick
about
something.
that.
I'm a feminist. I attend all the activism like things, and I earn this real money. I don't know if activists actually get a lot of money. Yeah, it's like it requires me to work 4 hours a day on that. Like, or maybe let's practice with just being a feminist. I'm a feminist. I am a feminist. I am a feminist. Are you excited about that?
I'm a feminist. I do and attend all activism activities regarding women. I do. Okay. I do advocacy. I work 5 days per week. I learn
Keep going.
I earn $15 per month. Yeah.
Desire, do you want to practice as well? Nice, your hand up. Okay. It's probably so. For the sake of practice, because we didn't do much research, we can even practice with just the title of the career. It was just like a journalist, author, like. But with further research, you can check how you feel about that. Would you be happy being a journalist, Delphine? Would you be happy being an author? Would you be happy like being something else we had on the list? So you can check and then narrow the list down. So if at the beginning you had like 10 possible career options, you can narrow it to maybe 5 or fewer, or merge that 5, depending on how you feel those careers fitting you.
Understood. I'll do the research then.
Geoffrey, did you want to try? I see you unmuted. Okay, but does this step make sense before we proceed to the next? I want to see like the reaction. Okay, thanks. Did the step 3 make sense, other people? Okay. I want to see more. Okay, yes, okay, great. So let's go to the step 4 then. So the first step, you've checked who you are. The second step, you checked like what are the possibilities. Third step, you narrowed it down. So the fourth step is trying out. So like careers like dating, the married people here on the call can tell they didn't necessarily marry the first boyfriend or the second or the first girlfriend. They had to date a few people. Then they decided this is the person I feel like we match better, and they married that person. So it's the same for career. So you need maybe to try a few things before you found your best one. And some career may attract you because you look at them from afar. But if you get close, you may find it's a different story. So how could you get close? How could you try this? One of the ways is doing internship. You can do an internship, you can do a part-time job, or you can even talk to professionals. It's like the people who do the career you want to take. You can talk to them, and if you don't know them, we have many things online. And online you have both versions. You have people who will say, this is a good thing, and you have people who will say, this is a bad thing. It's better you listen to those two ends. It's like, why do some people say it's good, and why do other people say this is a bad thing? With you having both information, it can help you decide. Maybe what they're saying is bad, it may sound good for you, because like we've said that career depends on who you are. So someone can say, maybe agriculture is bad, but someone else will say, this is the best career in the world. So it depends on who you are and the stage of life you are in. Another way you can try this is, if you can get in, is observing it from a side. For example, if you are planning to open, let's say, a restaurant, you can watch people who does that business restaurant. You can go in the morning in the restaurant and be the first client. You observe like, what do they do when they open their restaurant? Who cleans? Who holds keys? Who does what? The next time you go at midday, how do they prepare for their customers? The next time you go in the evening, how do they close? Like, what happened? What are the rituals they do at the closing? So you get to know what happens. Another thing you can do if it's a business is starting small, maybe starting from home, and take few steps, like observe what happens and get the feeling, is this really what I wanted, or I wanted something different? And with that, you can decide, this is what I want to do, or maybe this is different. And an activity for this one
will not maybe do it because it requires that the third step is done. It's like you can check for each career on your list. How will you try it? Will you be able to find an internship? Will you be able to find a part-time job, or will you talk to professionals? So for each of the career on your list, check how will I get more information? How will I get more sense of what happens with that? With that information, then you can go on step 5. Take action and pursue your career. And this is the big one. Because many people, and there may be some on this call, it's like, you know what you want, but you haven't taken the action. This is the big one. Even if you do well before, but you don't do the 5th, then you won't be doing what you are required to do. So the 5th stage is like the most crucial, taking action. So after you leave you up to the stage 4, you may find yourself, you can be able to do more than one career. So we saw, for example, for Delphine, she may say, I can be an activist, I can be an author. These two careers can go together. You can be a public speaker and you can be something else. The two can go together. So that's okay. But to start, it will be good if you start with one thing. Then master the process. And after you master the process, you can you can go even in multiple things. But first, master the process. I know you've seen that. People with the business, if someone has a very good business and it's going well, when they start the second business, it also goes well. Why? Because they had mastered the process. You also need to be able to first master the processes. Like, how do I earn sales? How do I manage employees? How do I make external relations? How do I do what? So after you mastered that, you can even have multiple businesses or multiple careers. But first, pave the way. And also, a career is not static. It needs you to regularly evaluate. So as you evaluate, you can see, I need to make a turn, or this is still perfect for me. Cool. So before we go to maybe let's watch this, then I'll pause a little bit. One thing that makes people don't do the 5th stage is they are worried that maybe they are making the wrong turn. They are making a move, a wrong move. But know this, even if you don't do it, standing won't make you good. So you would prefer taking the steps, know you are in a wrong position, turn to something else. But if you stand there, nothing will change. You will remain there. So you will see, you have some examples. You will keep complaining. You'll be 5 years complaining about your situation. But because you didn't do the 5th stage, you'll stay there. But if you had maybe made a step, you'll be much closer to where you should be. And each step you take makes you closer to that. So the 5th stage is really required for you to achieve your career path, to achieve or grow in your career if you don't necessarily need to change. So the 5th action is required. So those are the steps. I'll want to see your reaction before we go to the next part. Are we good? Yes, okay, now. Cool, yeah. Let's then go to the next part. What are the tools you need to navigate the action step? The 5th one. What tools will make you successful in that? The first one is creating an action plan. You need clarity to understand, where am I standing today and where do I want to go? So clarity at the stage. So next you need to create an action plan.
like steps. So I'm here and I want to be there. So what are the steps required for me to get there? What should I be doing next week, next month, and next year? And again, allow you time to grow into that action plan, but also don't procrastinate. So don't stay there like no action. The second tool you need is prepare your finances. Yes, you need to take action, but you don't need to compromise your family. Probably you need to start saving. Maybe you need to invest in areas with short-term returns. And if you are considering to start your business, maybe start it while you're still at the current job before you just like screw up everything. And again, this is very crucial for the people with families. But for people in your 20s, single people on the call, maybe you don't need this thing. You can do anything now. You can turn because you don't have much to lose. You can go sleep back to your parents if they are there. You can sleep with a friend. So people in your 20s, people like single people, let this not be an excuse because you don't have finances, you can't move, do something else. So the third tool you need is education. I love very much this quote. We don't achieve goals, we grow into them. So by the time you grow, your skills, your knowledge, everything else will grow with it. Your money, your connection, by the time you grow, knowledge and skills, everything else will grow with it. And now we don't have excuses. Because like, even if you're considering formal education, we have like online programs, we have weekend programs, we have evening program. So you have no excuse for getting more education. We have courses online, free one, the paid one. We have trainings, workshops. We have everything. So also investing in your education if you want to move to the next level. Read books. The challenge is like reading a book every month. And not any books, books that match with your action plan. If this month you should be doing something, read about it. That's the plan. So you need these three tools, action plan, finances, and education to be able to take the correct action for the fifth stage we looked at. Then let's see, what are the challenges to owning your career path? I'll just pick three main ones. The first challenge is yourself thinking, who am I to dare? And the funny thing, this will even happen unconsciously. You're looking at the people around you. If, like, in some organization, you'll find people who have been there for 5 years, 10 years. They're still underpaid. What they do is just complaining. So when you look at those people, your mind says, like, if these people has not moved and they're still here, it means there's no way to go. And you feel like, why would I move if this person who is maybe older than me has not moved? Like, people with parents, you can even check this. They have been complaining about their jobs, but they don't move to something else. They were still there for 20 years, but just complain. So you might tell yourself, like, who am I to dare to change this? But notice, there are a lot of people who have settled to live a mediocre life. Look around you, you'll find those people. But if they have settled for a mediocre life, it doesn't mean you should choose the same. You are different. You're a child of God and you've chosen to step up. So step up. We started with an exercise of like, what changed our lives? What improved our lives? People talk the most about the technology. Think if those people have not stepped up to create a phone, to create internet, to create laptops, what will happen? So think if you step out as well, you may have like great inventions that will change people's life. We are on the call like 29 of us. Think every one of us hired at least, created something to hire like other 20 people, each of us. How many people will be giving jobs? So
Don't settle for a mediocre life. Even if everyone else around you has settled for that, you are different. You can step up and create a great thing. Dare to dare. You can create something great that will have an impact in the world. The second challenge is you are too much of something. You will hear someone say, I'm too young to own a business, or I'm too young to be a department lead. But who says so? If you have the required skills, if you have knowledge, why don't you lead a department? You will say like, there are people who are maybe 10 or 20 years older than I am. How will I read them? But if they have settled for a mediocre life, you shouldn't care. So if you have knowledge, being young is not an excuse. And you have another set of people saying, maybe I'm too old to learn the skills, I'm too old to do X and Y. But what it means is like, maybe you need to do an extra effort, but being an old person shouldn't prevent you from going for a new skills or going for something you really want. And we have a lot of excuse. I'm a shy person, I can't do this. I'm this person, I can't. So you being too much of something means maybe you need to take an extra effort. But challenge that mindset. You being too much of something maybe is even an opportunity for you to step up. Another challenge we see more very often is fear of being criticized. Again, this is by the time you step up, people will talk about it. So I saw you did X and Y, and I saw you did, and in Africa and in Rwanda, this is much real. So people will talk about it, and you have many people you will have many people coming to you for advice, like giving you advice, and you may feel like they have pity. I know you can hear this. People, have you ever tried to go for jogging in the morning? People will come to you like, why can't you sleep? Why would you need to wake up that early? As if they have like pity for you. But no, know this, they are speaking about themselves. You trying something they have not tried, you are making them look bad. So they will do everything possible to cool you down. Why would you be different? They'll find ways to cool you down, like stop what you're trying to do because it makes them look bad. So by the time you have those kind of advice, could you stop like doing what you're doing? Know that they are talking about themselves. They're not talking about you. So step up. Don't fear that someone is like thinking what you're doing is maybe risky. Yes, you have evaluated the risks before you do that. So other people thinking it's risky, other people thinking this will happen because you did this. No, it's about them. It's not about you. So don't fear to step up. Take action. That's what will fulfill you much better in your life. Yeah. So are we good? The next phase, I'll go into my testimony. Are we good? Okay. I'll add more images for that. Cool. So the next part, I want to share what has been my journey to discovering my path. And we've said it at the beginning. There are three things we evaluate if the career is ideal for us. One, it fits you. Second, it fits you. Second, it offers growth opportunities. Third, it's financial support. Are you able to earn from that career? So I'll share according to those three parts. Yeah. So I'll start with my education. This is me in senior 6 at Falls Girls School. In this picture, we're coming from an event, a scientific day at former Kigali University of Science and Technology, KIST. I was doing biochemistry by that time. And you would wonder, how did I get into biochemistry? I didn't choose to be, like, I'll say, because by that time there was a trend about science. And if you are a lady and you're going into science, then the future is yours. That was the message. And the second part was like, by that time, people doing science, they had more chances to go to university. So that was what attracted me to science. So I did biochemistry. Then after secondary school, I got a chance to get a scholarship and to go to Butare University. So with a background in biochemistry, the option that was there was medical school. That was something I knew about, was like a medical school. So when we got there, the medical school was competitive, so I didn't get in. I was like, what next then? And there were other few options. One was agronomy, and my dad was an agronomist. I knew about that. I was like, no, I don't want to go into agronomy. So the other option was chemistry, and I was like, maybe I don't really like chemistry. So the remaining option was just biology. So at university, then I went into biology. Then after the second year, we also had options to choose from within biology. So doing the botany about the plants, I was also not excited about that. And there was zoology about animals, and that didn't excite me much. And there was another option that was biotechnology. That was the remaining option. And was like, if you do biotechnology, you can have a job in industry like food processing. You can find a job in a medical laboratory. So it was a bit exciting. So I was like, okay, then I'll go for biotechnology. Then when I was in that at university, I came across this organization. It was Rwanda Village Community Promoters. Was a campus-based organization, and we were doing activities in the community. This is one of the activities. We'll be talking to young people like about HIV, about gender. So it was like a lot of activity, even in other communities. Like we'll be talking to communities about income creating activities. So with this organization, I started finding myself. It's like, in all my free time at Butare, I'll be in that organization. I'll be in the community. Sometimes I can even dodge the school and go there. So as I did biotechnology, I started discovering something else that was not in the lab, in a biotechnology laboratory. Then I had my final project. I was doing I don't know if you can see the title. It was like uptake of heavy metal thermophilic bacteria of hot spring water. So this was my research project at the university in the biotechnology. And I was like, it also helped me decide. So it was like, we went to find the hot source, those type of hot source of water. So we went to fetch those water extracted bacteria from there, and also did research. So it was much of involvement into like research and laboratory work, and I was comparing that to the activities I was doing in the community. And my heart was like, you better fit into community than in a biotechnology laboratory. So by this time we were graduating from biotechnology, my heart was like, after graduation, you're not going into laboratory, you're going in the community. So that's what happened after I graduated. So I got a job in the community. So I'll be there teaching, giving training to women or other groups. So you will see a lot of this happening. Was like in the communities. I got my certification in the facilitation. Then I was like, okay, this is clear. This is, I would say this is the stage of trying. So I tried it out in the community and I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. Then I started seeking further education. So then I went for a master's in development studies. This was the graduation day. So I wanted to further my knowledge in this career. So by this time I was like, this fits me and I can see growth opportunity. So for the first two things we need to check about if this is an ideal career for me at this stage, or seeing it. It fits me, it fits who I am, and I see opportunities. I started pursuing those opportunities, first finding more education. Then the third part of like making money with the ideal career. That's the second part. How to monetize my career path. So I did a lot of ventures. I added 3 here, the one that I will say I invested a lot of money in. So by the time I graduated from the master's, I also started getting a lot of management work. So I was a bit disconnected to what I was loving about that being the community work. So I had like the management responsibilities. I would be managing sometimes finances, external relations, and all that. So I've been like disconnected with what I loved at the beginning. Then I started again the search, like this doesn't give me joy. I want, what else can I do? I started looking into the businesses. So I added 3 businesses I tried. One I tried was the paper bag. You remember back then here, there was the plastic bag will banned, and people needed to switch to paper bags. So I tried this. So I did the brown bags. I also did customized paper bags. You can see this example was for a business that was doing the floor. But after a few months, I discovered that the skills that was needed for this business wasn't really something I had or I wanted to develop. So the most skills that was required for this business in paper was the sales skills, going out, finding clients, convincing them, and I was like, this is killing me. Doesn't really fit who I am. So after I finished the inventory I had, so I created this one. Second, I tried the production of mushroom. So I had to build the shelter for that, and I grown the mushroom. And also for the first season where we had to harvest this is where also I realized doesn't fit me. So the part that didn't really fit me was about it required the manual work, like going in the field, harvest, putting like in the things that we used to deliver that. I was like, also this is me being in the field, like harvesting and doing that doesn't really fit who I want to be, who I am. So also after I harvested the first batch, I also left this business. And in few years, like during COVID, actually, when we reopened, I also had opportunity to go in school. So I love kids, I love praying with them, and someone was like, I know where there's opportunity to own the school. So I quickly jumped to that because I was like, I love kids, I'll thrive into that. So I owned in a Sunday school. So this is the kids reading. So here I'm with them praying, and this is their graduation. Also, after a few years with this, I've been there for 3 years. So during that time, also I started like checking, am I writing this? And it required me, if to achieve what I wanted with that nursery school, it required me to go for further education. in education. I was like, no, I don't want to go in educate, like further education in education. So I was like, this is also doesn't fit me. And for this nursery school, I had invested a lot of money. So after I found like I don't want to continue this, I was like, now enough is enough. I invested in a few things. They didn't match me, so something's wrong with me. So that's why again I started like with the focus I wanted to make. Then I got to find a mentor. So I found a mentor, and it took me through the process. Who are you really? So that's when then I went back and remembered the time I really thrived was this time when I was in the community. And again, I was like, what did I really like in the community? It's not just being in the community, but was me being in the community, like giving trainings, teaching something in the community. And that's where I had a wake up moment. I was like, I know my passion. My passion is like, yes, being in the community, but being in the community doing what? So it was being in the community and doing trainings. And added to what I've been doing with COVID, like coaching people, that's when I was like, okay, I know how now I can monetize my career potential. I want to do trainings and coaching, and I can get money from that. That's why then the Gracious Company was registered. So apart from like doing one-on-one conversation, like coaching, we also do group coaching. This is also a group of ladies who are just setting goals for the year. I also speak in schools for helping young people like find their career at early age before they go like do all this work before they even found what they want. And also I'm still pursuing my education just to make sure I have enough education package to also offer in the marketplace and be paid for that. So by the we said that by the time you grow, even all the things, even finances will grow with you. So I'm also pursuing coaching certification to be able to earn more money with monetizing your career path. So what could be the takeaways from this? The first thing is like, I spent like 15 years before I discovered my career. So I struggled through those years, but you don't need those 15 years to discover your career. What you need is accurate information. How could you discover your career without taking too long? So I'll say like the time is now. Look for accurate information. Find an advisor or mentor. Start your journey. The only thing that will make you fail is stopping, is doing nothing. Again, swing big. Your output will depend on the inputs you put there. So if you can see this, by the time you swing like this, your results will be slow. But if you do much, you will earn much. So yeah, thank you very much. I think that's all for today. Then we'll dive into the question and answer part.